What's up, people? Uh, so I usually do this on Saturdays, but I feel like doing it today. So I might do one on Saturday too, depending on what happens. I want to talk about one of my favorite artists. Again, told you guys that I got like 5 favorite artists. No matter what, I'm always listening to them. So I talked about two already: Ed Sheeran, J. Cole. My other favorite artist that I want to talk about today, and it makes perfect sense because of what happened, um, yesterday. The Grammy Awards came out. Grammy Awards nominations came out, and it's been some, you know, conversations that have been said that they didn't want to give this man his nominations that he deserved, he's rightfully deserved, because he's performing at the Super Bowl and not the Grammys. First of all, and if you know who I'm talking about the Weeknd. And you tell this man that it's an ultimatum: either you perform at the Grammys or the Super Bowl. I would take the Super Bowl every fucking time. Like, I don't understand you guys. I don't understand what the fuck. Like, how stupid do you think I am? Like, I'm taking the fucking Super Bowl. Super Bowl is watched by the entire country. The entire country. Last year, I think the Grammys was maybe watched by. I gotta look up the numbers. I'm gonna be honest. I gotta Google them. But it might have been like 20 million. 20 million people. That's like the first quarter of the Super Bowl. Like, come on, man. Like, there's no reason for that. So they're gonna completely say that they said that him performing at the Super Bowl had nothing to do with them telling him he wasn't gonna get Grammy nominations like yesterday, when clearly everybody knew in the industry that he was gonna do the Super Bowl. By the time that they started doing, nominations, and it makes me pissed off, because it makes me feel like this is why I think this whole Hollywood shit is a fucking scam. And that's why I don't ever want to be to that point of like fame, because it's politics to this shit, bro. And I do not. The only politics that I see in this world that should be politics in this world, in this country in particular, is what the fuck the president and congressmen and statesmen and shit do. You should not be telling somebody that deserves those types of nominations for an album that actually is better than half of the shit you actually already nominated. You completely fucked that up. You just fucked it up, and now y'all want to try to act like you didn't. You did. Like, After Hours was an amazing project. It was an amazing project. I like it a lot. Some people might not, but I think it's collective. I think it's a collective bunch of music that was very intriguing and very good, man. It's a great album. If you sit down and really listen to it from the beginning to the end, the songs flow, the nuances of it all. So I get it, man. I think The Weeknd is one of the dopest artists. So this is why he's one of my favorite artists. So the reason why The Weeknd is one of my favorite artists is because I really got into The Weeknd's music because of one of my other favorite artists. And they got on this. The Weeknd did this album. And I know all y'all know this album by now, called Take Care. And him on certain songs on that album made me feel like, who the fuck is this? I need to listen to this dude's music. And I started listening to, the trilogy, his mixtapes that he pretty much combined and made the trilogy album. And I've been a fan ever since, man, because his music is even then, it was kind of like that fall, like winter, like getting on a school bus, about to go to Christmas break, about to come back off of Christmas break kind of feel. And this music felt like that. It felt like the snow. It felt like the winter. It felt like cold. And if you've been watching videos that I've posted, man, I like those types of artists. I like artists that can kind of go deep into the soul and kind of figure some shit out, and maybe some shit that they even buried, deep long ago. They kind of turned into the music it is now. So I think he's one of the premier artists. I think he could do any genre of music. I think he could do R&B. I think he could do pop. I think he could do rock if you wanted to. I think he could do, any genre of music. I think he's one of the best artists, in the game, man. The album that really got me though, that made me really into a Weeknd fan, and even, man, I think he don't even like this album, but this album is actually one of my favorite albums that he's put out after. Is actually Starboy. I actually really love Starboy. I think that album was really dope. I thought that was probably the best album he put out to me. Just me personally. That's me personally. I can't speak for everybody. Me personally, Starboy was that shit. I thought that was a good album because I had really started getting into his music. Really, I liked the album before then. Beauty and the Madness. I thought that was dope. But he had a lot of songs on there. I really now go back, and when I first heard the album, and now I go back and listen to it, I'm like, damn. He actually put one of my favorite songs that he's ever done on Beauty and the Madness, and that's Dark Times with him and another artist, like I just said, Ed Sheeran. And hearing those two dudes at the start, like at the peak, about to hit their peak of their careers together on a song like that, it was incredible. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite songs that them two dudes have ever done together. Collectively, all together. Like, I think that's an amazing song, but Starboy was that album for me, man. I want to go see the concert. I didn't get a chance to see the concert. I really wanted to go and see it. Didn't get a chance. Hopefully, if everything goes right, and this pandemic, we get a vaccine, I will be in a Toyota Center in June. I think it's June. When he comes, and I will be there. I'm not missing this show. I can't now miss this show. Like I said, man, and now he's got all tons of hits and all tons of ways he could kind of do things with his music, and then I will officially have seen four of my favorite artists of all time. Like, to me, four of my favorite artists. I've seen Cole already. I've seen Ed Sheeran, and I've seen The Weeknd. I've seen Drake. So I will see the Weeknd, and then of course I've seen Drake. So that would be great, for me to see that day, man. That's a huge one. So, but I think The Weeknd is one of the best singers I've heard in a minute. I really do believe he can sing like that. I don't think everybody's like, he don't really sing like that. I think he really does sing like that. I think he really got that type of vocals. And that's another thing I want to see. I want to see if he really does have those type of vocals in live action. Like, that's incredible, Another one of my favorite songs from him is Reminder. That was off Starboy. It's not a favorite song, man. I got so many. 28. Oh, yeah, 28. Rolling Stone. Of course, Wicked Games. That's like the song everybody got on the weekend. Like, Wicked Games, man. The Morning. Oh, man. Attention. Shit. Oh, man, I got so many fucking songs. Pretty. Another one. You got so many fucking songs. Shameless is my shit. Love Shameless. The Hills, of course. Die For You. That is like a top 5 R&B song to me. That is a top 5 R&B song. Like, that is nowhere near, like, top 5. You listen to that song, you're like, wow. I want to see that live. I gotta see that shit live. I got to, man. Even on the new album, man, he got some songs on there, man. Now that I'm listening to, like, man, Snow Child, Escape from LA. Oh man, man. Heartless. Uh, shit, man. Go. Oh fuck. Faith. Scared to Live. Like, whoo, man. So many good fucking music. So much, man. So much music, man. Like, I'm not like a lot of people that just say this shit. Like, I literally listen to these albums. I really love these albums, man. I think Acquaintance. I think is the name. Acquaintance. Can't spell sometimes. Can't, all this shit be bungled up. Yeah, man. I think The Weeknd is one of the dopest artists. And then he's got great collaborations, too. I think anytime he gets with Travis Scott, like, they figure out a way. I don't know what it is. Like, Travis Scott's music could be off for a couple of weeks, and lately I haven't really liked a lot of Travis Scott shit, but I think when he gets with The Weeknd, that's a victory. I don't know why. Like, them dudes be making them fucking songs, man. Like, Pray for Love is probably one of my favorite fucking songs. Still to this day, like, Lord, that song goes so hard. I love that fucking song, bro. Oh man, that fucking song goes so fucking hard. Pray for Love is my shit. What's another one? Skeletons. I think Jazz on Astro World. Skeletons. Oh man, like, I think when they get together, they make some music, man. I wish him and Drake would come back and do music together. That's like the ultimate dream team to me. I think them two dudes really just sit down and really do an album. It would break so many records. It wouldn't even. You could call the end of the, like, you could put the industry in a box for a second, like OVO XO to the death, man. Like, I can't even lie. Like, that would be like, that's another one. Him and Drake songs, man. Him and Drake songs could. When I first heard Take Care, man, like, I remember I was in high school. I was in art class. Don't ask me why I was in art class. And I remember, like, talking to somebody, and I was like, man, I can't wait to go home and listen to this Drake album. Got this on my iPad. Yeah, I had an iPad. An iPad, man. And, no, iPod. And I was like, man, I can't wait to go home and listen to this shit on my iPod. And I was listening to that shit, man. And I remember, like, one of my classmates, and he was like, man, go listen to, like, The Ride. It's like, what? The Ride? He was like, yeah, it's like at the end of the album, like, go listen to that shit. That shit gonna be the right one for you. And I'm like, I'm on a bus, like, man, let me listen to this shit. Put it in my ear. I'm riding home. After Drake's verse, you could hear The Weeknd. I remember even riding in the car with my brother, and we was listening to Take Care. He's like, "What the fuck is this girl singing on this song?" I'm like, "Dawg, that's a dude, man." He's like, "What? That's a dude singing like that?" I was like, "Yeah, there's a dude singing like that." He's like, "Man, what the fuck?" He was like, "Man, what the fuck?" And it made me laugh, but it's just like, that's how crazy that was at that time for all of us, like, to hear that shit. And I think that from literally iPads to him being, on my iPhone mostly, his music is very influential to me. I think that you see it now, a lot of these young up-and-coming artists, that kind of have that, and I hate it when people used to call him emo. I don't think he's emo. I think he's just, it's a feeling, man. It's a different type of mindset. And I think, if you haven't had that type of motivation, or maybe even that type of heartbreak or something like that, to understand it, then yeah, The Weeknd probably might not be your artist. It might not be your artist. It just might not be. But the fact that, and I didn't even know, why I kind of do relate to his music so much, is because, he's an Aquarius. So this kind of makes total sense. He's an Aquarius too, so it kind of makes total fucking sense why I relate to his music so fucking much. But man, he got so many goddamn songs, man, that I could go on about, man. Valerie, oh man, so many fucking songs. Yeah, so many fucking songs, man. Um, you know, I like the collaboration with Kendrick on Starboy. Like people don't like it. I think it's a really dope song. I think Sidewalks is a pretty good fucking song. I like that song. I don't know why people don't like it. That's a pretty dope song to me. You know, him and Lil Uzi had even a song. Like I love that, man. Man, he got so many fucking songs. I think he can kind of. I think out of a lot of artists, he does make the songs actually better. I see people on, you know, certain social media sites, or like when I go look at certain reviews of albums or songs and stuff, and I see certain people. He's one of those artists that's like people be like, man, if that person couldn't say this song, nobody could, and it's true because I think he's one of those artists that really can do that. I think he could kind of save songs. I think he's one of those artists that has that ability to create that. I think he's one of the best, man, in the game, man. I even fuck with his artists, man. Like, I don't want to say this man's name wrong, so forgive me if I do. Nav songs and music go hard. You know, Billy, you know, Belly. It's a lot, man. I think he's one of the dopest artists in the game, man. Even when he does like remixes and shit, like he you could see he's calculating and, you know, trying to figure this out all together. He could figure it out, and I think that's one of those reasons why I think he's one of the best in the game. I like artists that, like I said, man, I like artists that are very visual artists. I can listen to the song and I can kind of be like, I can see where he's going with this. And so yeah, man, if you haven't heard any of the Weeknd's music, if you even have, go listen to, you know, all of his music, all of his albums, man. Really get intrigued by him, man. Yeah, man. Go listen to a lot of his shit, man. He's one of my favorite artists, and I think he's definitely one of the best R&B artists I've heard in a minute, because he could bridge the gap of so many other things. I think that's the thing about music. Sometimes you gotta, you know, I don't think you always have to stay in your lane. If you could kind of step outside of it, like the news, like him and Calvin Harris. I never thought those two dudes would do a song like that, and that's one of my favorite songs now. Like over now, like that shit goes so hard, man. So The Weeknd is one of the best, and fuck the Grammys, bro. Fuck them. They don't deserve to have an artist like you take the stage. Anyway, fuck them award shows. To your fans, you are a Grammy Award winning artist already. You are the best artist in the game. I don't know if anybody told you that, man. But if you have known that, man, fuck them award shows. Them bitches do not mean anything. As long as your fans really do fuck with you, love you cold-heartedly, and I will be there in the Toyota Center next year. I do not give a fuck if you won a Grammy or not. You are one of my favorite artists, man. I'm proud to say that, and man, and I can't wait for next year and all the music you about to provide, man. And appreciate the music, man. Really do. And I got 2 more artists to go, so if you like these, I got more videos on YouTube. Brand new show. That's the YouTube channel. I talk about Drake, J. Cole, Sharon. I got one about Drake, clearly. And you know, Drake's next up, one of my favorite artists. So we're gonna keep this OVO XO thing going. See y'all Saturday, or maybe even tomorrow. Nah, not tomorrow. Saturday, definitely Saturday. All right, see y'all.